Hello everybody and welcome to another Mystery Box Function Challenge. In this purple mystery box there is some math and your challenge is to figure out what that math is. You can pause the video, click the link in the description, and then put in as many numbers as you like to help you figure it out. When you think you've got it, come on back and see if we get the same thing. All right, let's begin. Start with a 0. Okay, so 0 gives us -10, just barely clinging to the bottom of our graph there. Let's put in a 1. Oh wow, and a 1 is already up at the x-axis. So this looks like maybe it could be a very steep line. What is that, a slope of +10 and a y-intercept of -10? So it could be 10x minus 10. Let's put in a 2. Oh my goodness. So 2 is 30. And if this was a linear function, I would expect it to go up another 10 for the next one and be up here, but it's not. It's way off. Um, hmm. Okay, what if I put in a -1? Let's see what happens there. Okay. Have you got an idea about what this might be now? So -1 gave us 0 as well. So we've got something that seems to be symmetrical across the y-axis here. And if I put in a -2, I'm going to predict that I get 30 as well. Yeah, okay. And I'm not going to actually put in any more points. We're not going to be able to see them on the graph. Although if I put in, say, a 1/2 or a -1/2, we'd see something down in here. Um, I think I know what this is. I know it's not linear because it doesn't have the same slope from piece to piece, right? From here, it's a +10, but in the next chunk, it was a slope way bigger. So it went up by 30 in that next chunk. And I know it's not an absolute value. It's symmetrical across the y-axis like absolute values often are, but in this case, it doesn't. The pieces of the line don't have the same slopes. So I think this is a quadratic. And so it's been moved out. I think this is the vertex here. I don't think we're going to get anything lower than that. And it's been moved down from the origin 10 spaces. So I'm going to start with x squared and a -10. But clearly there's a multiplier because this is way steeper. So if I put in 0, I get 0 minus 10, that gives us a -10. If I put in a 1, 1 minus 10 should give us -9, but we get 0. So what I want to know is what would this multiplier be if I put in a 1 and I get a 0. So maybe that'll make sense in your head and you can just figure out what it is. You could also set it up as an equation. This thing I'm looking for I can call x. And then the 1 I can just put in here. So 1 squared and -10. And I want this all to equal 0. Well, 1 squared is just 1, a +1. So 1 times x is just x. So I have x minus 10 equals 0. And then I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And it looks like x has to equal 10. So that's my multiplier. That's what I was trying to figure out. So I think the function is f of x equals 10x squared minus 10. Let's double check to see if that works with a 2. Will it get us a 30? If I put a 2 in here, 2 squared would be 4. So 10 times 4 minus 10, that'd be 40 minus 10. That's 30. Absolutely. Let's predict 1 point. What if I put in a -3? So 10 times -3 squared minus 10. Well, -3 squared is 9 and +9, and 9 times 10 is 90 minus 10 is 80. So if I put in a -3 or a +3 for that matter, I should get 80. That looks like an 81, but I meant to write an 80. So let's put in that -3. Yeah, and that is 80. So I think we'll fix this. I think we've got it. So our final function is this one, f of x equals 10x squared minus 10. Let's see if we're right. And there it is, 10x squared minus 10. And we can graph that as well. Yes, a very, very steep parabola moved down 10 spaces from the origin. Well, how did that go? I think it was maybe a little hard to see because it's so hard to see the shape of this graph. Did you figure out that this was a parabola? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.